And this weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Well, we have some inbound weather, of course, looking at some cloud-based skim. And here's a quick depiction of the European model 3-hourly increments. And I have a little bit of a break in the action through about 11 o'clock this morning. And then these little areas of precipitation off to the north and west signify a frontal boundary and some precipitation working in. Relatively light between, it looks like 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This signifies what could be some thunderstorm activity sort of north and west of the Montreal area. Everything's off-shifted just a little bit to the north, but this is how it shapes up. So some of these we're going to get into the region. It looks like the worst of it is going down the St. Lawrence River Valley, Montreal to Quebec City, Trois-Rivières, and then another little cluster of storms coming out of central parts of New York. Looks like the southern Adirondacks and into the southern four counties of Vermont. So this continues to move on out. This is by 8 o'clock this evening. So roughly between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock this evening, things definitely do dry out, and our weather system is pretty much gone in terms of precipitation. However, we do have some strong west and northwesterly winds that are going to be affecting especially the eastern slopes of the southern and central Green Mountains areas, definitely impacted if there's going to be any impacts. And these are basically 35 to 45 miles per hour, maybe an isolated 50-mile-per-hour gust. And it's going to be Windsor County into Windham County, and of course along the spine of the Green Mountains. Very gusty, though, and blustery conditions expected. Cold air advection as well, with colder temperatures working in from northwest to southeast tonight, basically, and into the morning hours tomorrow. And a little different depiction in terms of lightning. So this is what we're seeing here in terms of thunderstorm activity. This is as early as 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And I don't believe there's anything out there at this moment producing any kind of lightning strikes. But it does pick up this afternoon. This is the area around Montreal, basically center line on the St. Lawrence Valley. And you can see that this is valid by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we're talking the next hour 3, that would be 4, 5, and kind of northern areas and southern counties potentially seeing a little bit of thunderstorm activity with the passage of a cold front. Looking at wind gusts, this is the Velco Wharf, and this is 12:30, 1 o'clock. You can see periodically some pretty strong gusts working through the Champlain Valley, nothing we haven't seen a million times, generally in the 40 to 45 mile an hour range. And then we start to see a little bit of an uptick here as we start to approach with that cold front. This is valid at 3 o'clock. And the winds are basically starting to shift now to the west and northwest, and they're interacting with a higher terrain. You can see that there. And we're starting to see those northwesterly gusts interact with the terrain across the eastern slopes of the Green Mountains with a little bit of downsloping component, and you can see that there could be some potential impacts, generally Windsor County and into Windham County. This is valid at 7 p.m., and this will carry over, it looks like, through midnight. It looks like it maxes out even a little bit later than that, roughly in the 7:30 to about 9:30 time frame. And then the winds retreat up the mountain slopes. By midnight, things are pretty much finished up out of here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.